Hello everyone, welcome back to Bombe, where we're teaching the computer to play Minesweeper. And we left off in the middle of this difficulty or complexity 3 hex stuff, which I guess was mostly about the alternative clues. And I forget if I made any attempt at this puzzle and gave up, or if this is a new puzzle to me. I think this is new-ish, right? What's going on here? So well, okay. So one thing we can do is just start trying to convert more of these OR clues into at least or at most clues, right? So if there's a 2-3 of any kind, no, not true. We can't say that this is just a 2 or more in general. But if it's in a region of size exactly 3, we can say that. So this we can say, oh, label all of these as 2+ instead. Because we have tools around already for dealing with pluses. And then I can say, look, if these two completely overlap, just trash the 2/3, please. Great. So that simplifies, and now there's hardly any of these weird puzzles or weird clues. So this also can be just generally converted to 1 or less. And we still don't have a solve on this, apparently. So it's not just a matter of interpreting these new kinds of rules. There's something here. That's actually different in a meaningful way. I guess we can also say duplicate rule. Can I add another region? I guess just that one, whatever. But I want to change this to be 1 or fewer. No, hang on. I want it the opposite. If they exactly overlap, then trash this one. Rule already present. Oh, that's why this is gone. I guess I don't know why I thought that wasn't the case. So I guess there's this there's this chain of 1 or mores that are connected at either end by a 1 or fewer, right? So there's 1 or more of these two. So suppose it wasn't this one, for example. Then there'd have to be 1 or more here. There'd have to be 1 here. But I guess that doesn't tell us anything about this one. Well, no, it does. Hang on. A 1 or more inside of a 2 or more. I mean, I guess the 1 or more... Where did I create this because of... Yeah, I did. Well, no, I didn't. So I could say, look, this 1 or more lives inside of a 2 or more and isn't telling me anything. Let's just delete it. I don't think we want to delete it because we have useful 1 or more rules, but we could hide it, right? So if there's a 1 or more completely contained within a 2 or more, well, I can't just hide it though, right? Because not in general. It depends on how much space there is. I can say if there's only space for 1 outside, then the fact that there's one or more here is uninteresting, right? Do I care whether this one can expand outwards? I do. Because suppose this expanded out to like 5 more squares. It's true that knowing there's at least 2 here implies knowing there's at least 1 here. But knowing like that these 4 are all 1 or more doesn't really help me with the 2s. So I think I would want to leave it around if there were any non-overlap here. So I want to take this and say, in that case, just hide the 1 or more. Great. So that narrows it down a little more to what clues are actually relevant to the current puzzle. The other stuff we could all just infer from what we have. I mean, I don't know. Maybe for the current puzzle, it's actually the 1 or mores that I'm supposed to be using, right? I don't think I need this. So it's really just this, like... two or more is touching a 1 or more. So suppose there were a mine here. Then there would be none here. And therefore both of these, right? And then this would be unknown. And I think we can say the same thing in reverse, because this is symmetrical. If there were a mine here, there'd be none here, therefore both of these, we wouldn't know about this. So that seems possible, but what if there were no mine here, for example? These would both be mines, and we wouldn't really know anything, right? So we can't say anything about those. Can we say anything here? If this weren't a mine, would that be interesting? Well, if this weren't a mine, that would be really problematic, wouldn't it? Because that would mean all of these would have to be mines. There'd be 2 here. So from these 3, I can say that this is a mine. Is that the best I can do? Is there something involving these rules that makes that clearer? I don't think there is. I think these 1 or mores are still pretty useless. So let's just collect all 3 of these up and say, oh, I see. I think, so one thing I saw in the Discord, maybe, actually no. So I have hidden selected. I don't know why pointing at these is telling me question marks. They were saying in the Discord, I thought, that like the game somehow suggests to you when you could put a question mark in, but obviously you can't put it in all of them. Can you? Oh, well, since I haven't given an action, I guess that would be fine. So, but the point is, there needs to be a mine where the 2's collide, which is here. And it's still giving me this question mark thing on all of them. If I click there, would it like... Yeah, it allows me to put illogical things. Okay. So I'm just gonna like... can I say 1 or fewer here? Well, if I'm saying there's a bomb, I can't really say there's a bomb in 1 or fewer. That would not accomplish anything. But maybe 1 or fewer here works? It does. And this one's symmetrical. Probably that's not necessary because it reduces to a rule involving 2 or more and 1 or fewer, which I already have handled. But in principle, I guess that might mean I could get rid of my rule involving 2 or more and 1 or more. Or maybe not. I don't know if 3-part rules fire on only 2 parts if there's a 0. Who knows? But I can't like... Oh, I could even make this a question mark, huh? Yeah. So I think this is about as good as general as I can be. We're cruising now, sort of. So I can say if there's a 4-5 in this area, just turn it into a 4+, please. Yeah, that solves it. Let's duplicate this rule, though. Oops. I don't know. I thought I pressed duplicate. It went away. Ah, in fact, the rule I just wrote was not very good. Was it? Oh, yeah, it was fine. And, well, okay, it should be improved, though, because a 4-5, no matter the size, is always a 4+. This 4-6 in a region of size 5 or smaller is actually a 4. There's so many OR clues, you have to write rules for all of them. I believe eventually you do get something that's like variables. I don't know how it works, but I think you can write fairly general rules for, maybe for stuff like this? Yeah, probably for stuff like this. So anyway, a 5-8 in 7 or fewer spaces is just a 5. All right, we finished all the small, medium complexity hexes. Okay, we can go faster than that if you're not going to run into any problems. There's one. This 0 or 3. Seems like it would be hard for there to be 3, no? Because there's only room for 1 in this area? Well, but there could be one of these, and then like these two, right? Ah, but this can't be a mine, because then there'd be no room here. Okay. So do I have hidden rules in here? I do. There's a 1 or fewer in here already, which is nice. So let's bring that back to... Wait. Let's bring this to the foreground. And say that when there's a 0 or 3 connecting with a 1 or fewer... Actually, I guess the 1 or fewer is maybe not enough here, because if this were actually just a 1 or fewer, I could put zeros everywhere, even if there were a mine here. I think I might need the actual 1, but let's see. Well, oh, I guess here's a funny rule. Let's put this back away, please. If there's a 1 or 3, or if there's a 1 completely contained within a 0 or 3, not caring about how much is left, then I can definitely say there are 2 or 0, 0 or 2, in the remaining region. Was it going to let me submit that other one? That doesn't seem right. Oh, it does. Because if there's a 1 in a 0 or 3, we know it's not 0, it's 2. Ah, well, in that case, I should be more specific, right? Or more general. I should say if there's at least 1 mine in a 0 or 3 region, replace the 0 or 3 with a 3. No. Right, like that. In fact, I could even say if there were one or more in there. It doesn't have to be just a one. And this is just another version of the same rule. If there's a 1 completely contained within a 1 or 4, then that 1 or 4 must actually be a 4. No. Oh, that's not true. It could be a 1. Sure, why not? But we know that out here there's either 0 or 3, right? Because... yeah. Zero or 3 in this region. Yes. Done. Cranking through them. Not super far away now from unlocking this tool, but not super close either. What's going on here? Well, everything is like 1 or fewer, except for these 1s. So we can't conclude that there are any mines anywhere without these 1s. And therefore we probably couldn't really conclude that there are no mines anywhere specific either. These 1s are going to drive something. Like, could this be a mine? No, because it overlaps with these 1s, right? It would deny all mines from this area. Now, the same would be true if this were 1 or more, though, right? So I should really, I already have this idea of 1s have 1 or mores hidden under them that I just ignore, so that I can match those more generally. Now is finally a time when it seems reasonable to me to say the same thing for +1s, right? So now I can see there's a 1 or more there. For some reason it's hidden, which is fine. I want to hide it. I didn't realize I'd written that rule. Great. But for now, please come to the front. And combine these. So... I don't... What does this region represent? Anywhere that the 1... Yes, I need this to be 0. Nowhere else to put the +1, or the 1+. I don't really care how big this part is. And I don't care how big this is either. What is this? I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care if this extends out further. I want to say there can't be a mine where the -1s connect, which is here. Great. All right, I guess we haven't written the rule that turns 2 3s into 2 pluses yet. This 1 or 2, I guess I could turn into a 1 plus or a 1 minus. I think overall I love pluses more than minuses. And then if these two exactly overlap, let's just delete the 1/2 rule. Great. Well, this can't be a 3 because it overlaps with a 1 or less region, right? So what I want to do is mark this as a 1 region and then generalize. I don't care how big this area is. I don't care how big that is, but this should be size 1 or less. I don't think it could ever be less for this rule to trigger, but it is the most general, I think. Oh. I thought that would be enough. If there's ever a 1 3 in the same place as a 1, then just trash the 1 3 rule, I guess, if they exactly overlap. So 1 or fewer here, exactly 1 there. Huh. It seems difficult to put a mine here because there's nowhere then to put the mine that this touches. And I think I don't need to know that this is exactly 1 for that to be true. If it were a most 1, I would have the same issue, right? So let's hide this rule. Go grab the at most 1 that's hiding behind it. And write the rule for that. So the issue is that there's no place for the 1 or more that is not touching the rest. So in that case, there can't be a mine where the 2 minuses touch without touching this, right? And then everything but this can have question marks? Yes. Oh, we unlocked triangles a while ago, by the way. I didn't notice that over here. That would be a source of unlocking completing many new easy puzzles, probably. Because most of our algorithms should work on different shapes, I would think. What's happening here? much, I would have thought. Where does any overlap happen that matters? Also, what happened to this clue? This looks like it's important. It got trashed. Who said you could trash that? A 1/2 that exactly corresponds with a 1 plus. Sure, I agree. You can trash that. The issue, I guess, is that the 1 plus got hidden? Well, no, actually, I guess that's right. There's a 1. Well, no, wait a minute. Is this right? Where's the 1? It's there. And the 1 plus that I'm hiding is that. Yeah, okay, I guess that's true. If one of these is lit, then we definitely don't need to know that at least one of those is. Okay, fair enough. Seemed important, I guess it wasn't. There just doesn't seem like there's any place where... Well... I see. At least one of these is lit up, right? Obviously. In fact, exactly one. But in particular, at least one. Which means... that at least one of these two one or fewer groups is filled. So the combination of them has sort of become its own one or fewer group, right? In fact, it's become its own one group. I'm not sure that's going to tell me that much that's useful, but it seems true. If I have two disjoint 1 or minus groups, and a 1 that bridges them with no other space taken, or in fact a 1 or more, well, no. If it's a 1 or more, then the region that consists of the rest of the 1 or minuses turns into a 1 or less. Whereas if it's a 1 bridging them, it turns into exactly a 1. Okay, well, let's write the kind of simple version of that rule given what's face up in front of me right now. And that uses the most specificity I have about this. Because it does give me more information about the rest, I think. So if there's like these two bridged by this, I want to say that there's exactly 1 in the region that these two minus ones share without the 1. No. In... Yes. Undo. This, right? No, incorrect. Well, no, it doesn't have to be one, does it? Right, because these can both be... They can have none in them. So it could... Okay. So I think I actually do want the... Oh, whoops. Hide this. Expose this one or more. And say there is now one or fewer total here. Yes, it agrees that's true. And I don't care how big this is. I definitely care that these two aren't touching. Do I? Maybe I don't. No, I guess that's fine. I just care that this is empty, I think. This and this don't matter. What about where all three of them collide? I think I need that to be empty too, right? No, apparently I don't. Sure, I guess that makes sense. So I've built a bigger one or fewer. I'm not sure that's really done anything. But let's go put this back away and get back the 1 in case that is useful for further clarifying. It's probably not. Is this now a useful collection? I don't know that it is, but I also don't know that it's not. I mean, this one going in here doesn't do anything, right? Because there could just be one out here. This is either on or off. That's all this tells me, which is nothing. Now this... I don't know. I feel like there's some connection of these groups of one or fewers that works out to be useful, but I don't see it. Either... I mean... I know it's either this, and then both of these are open, or this, and both of these are open. Weirdly, I guess, that puts this space here into a 0 or 2 relationship with this, and likewise this way, right? Because if this is off... Oh no, it doesn't. If this is off, then... You know, for all we know, all of this stuff is off, and then this is on. Or this could be on, and this could be off. Either of those is possible, I think. But if this is a mine, then this is not, but this is, right? But I can't really write that. Well, wait, isn't that what 0 or 2 means? No. Because if this is a mine, then this is a mine. Great. But if this isn't a mine, this could go either way. So there's like an implication to draw, but we don't have that button yet, if ever. Likewise, this implies this, but not vice versa. Or wait, no, there's not a 1 over here. There's this 1 on this side, but not that side, right? Right. So this is important, I think. And this region overlaps like this. So what do I get if this is a mine? If this is a mine, there's no mines here. So this is a mine, and that seems okay. If this isn't a mine, then that is, and who can say? All right, I guess I'll leave this one for now. Have we come up with any cool ideas in the preceding areas? It looks like no. Oh, I see. I didn't let it finish testing through. I'm used to it going faster. So we have solved some of these that we hadn't before. Including this one. This is new, apparently. Kind of a cluster in here. A lot of pluses and shit going on around here. So this is what caused the 2 or more there. Is a 1 or more completely hidden inside a 2 or more? I think we can clean that up some, if nothing else. A lot of ways to drive 1 or more in this area, I guess. This whole area seems very, like, it's very hard to not put a mine here, right? There's 1,000 things that want a mine there. But maybe it's possible. Yeah, let's just get out of there, I guess. And, I don't know, just check out bigger hexes for a minute. Kind of a big pile of soup. But, you know, at least we're hitting most of the relevant rules in this area. Is there anything obvious going on here? Sure. Did I miss something obvious in the last one, by the way? No, it's a clusterfuck. Well, okay, I can fix this. Do I already have a rule for 4s or 7s? Where's my rule for marking? Oh, not my priority. I want a rule that... oh, whoops. Didn't really want to do that. A rule that marks things as 4s. I have one for 4s and 7s here. 6 or fewer, it's a 4. Isn't that what I'm looking at right now? Yes. But I haven't removed the 4 or 7 in the overlap. Okay, so that's just a little bit of cleaning. So trash this. Okay, that cleans it up a little. But doesn't really tell us anything. Why is this showing a 1 plus? I mean, that's fine, but shouldn't there be a 1 between these two? No. Of course there could be 2 here. There's just at least 1, and that's correct, but shouldn't there be at least 1 between just these squares? We don't need this dangling off, right? Where the 4 with only 5 spaces interacts with, I don't know, this region. Anything, basically. If there's only 3 spaces out there, then we can put a 1 plus in this region, yes? But it doesn't seem to have happened. Did it get hidden? Yes. Who hid you? I am sure there was a good reason. Because the 3 plus here already gives us that information. Okay, sure. I just couldn't see it because there's so many damn numbers here. All right, let's look at some squares, I guess. Like, how hard is this? This can't be that hard. Yeah. If there's a 1 or fewer overlapping a 0 or 2, where the 0 or 2 has no room to put anything outside, then I don't care about the size of these, but the 0 or 2 is actually a 0. Why didn't that happen? Oh, fuck. No, that did. I said put a 0 there. Oh, 0, excuse me. Edit rule. 0 in the entire region that this was covering. Yes. This looks like I must have deleted something important. What's in the trash? This looks wrong. So this 1 or 4 obviously became a 1, presumably, yes. So why was this trashed? Oh. Right. It's true that there is at least one in this region. But the fact that there are either 1 or 2 is important because it means there aren't 3 or 4 or 5, right? So I think I'll just remove that rule. Or can I do something to the overlap? So if the space where they overlap is of size 1, then I can say there's a 1 here. But in that case, like, I can just ignore this. But since they have no non-overlap, the size they overlap is the total area. And I already have lots of rules. Okay, I think we just want to delete this rule. Okay. And now, I mean, this is a very general solution that is not very clean because it's going to create a bunch of mess. But I could say, you know, if you just grab any 2 groups of 1 that don't overlap, then actually their combination is a group of 2. But that didn't happen. Why not? Didn't get hidden or trashed, right? Okay, so it doesn't consider it doesn't consider tuples of rules with no intersection at all. Even though you can put a 0 here. But haven't I done rules like this before? It's just like not so crazy? Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, well, that's good, because I feel like that would lead to creating an awful lot of regions. All right, remove that rule. We'll just make something... Actually, let's put this and go grab the hidden 1 or more rules that are here. Oh, actually, we have a hidden 1 or more. Who hid you? I guess because there's 2 other 1 or mores that each kind of dominate it. So I guess what I could say then is if there's a 1 or more and a 1 or more. Okay, hang on, start over. No, stop. A 1 or more and a 1 or more and a 3rd region of some other type. I don't really care what. So when I highlight this, I want it to flash which one of these it is. It's great that it goes the other way, but I want it to go both ways. So when there's 2 1 or mores that don't overlap at all, and the sizes of all these other regions are whatever, I want to say that there's a 2 or more in their combination. Yes? Which is, in fact, everything except this, right? You disagree. Ah. Where they don't overlap. No overlap between them. How do I make that go away? There. So this will create a new region of size 2. Or of mind count 2. That corresponds to all of this. And that will, I believe, make this one or two. I mean, it might. Okay. It didn't. So in fact, this rule was hidden. Because there are 2 one or mores that make it up. Okay, fine. I don't mind that, I think. But now I can say if there's a 2 or more and a 1 or 2 completely contained within a 1 or 2, then it must be a 2, right? Okay, that's not a very clean puzzle. I think it's going to lead to propagating a lot of just random junk all over the place, but it seems fairly general at least. So when a 3... Well, hang on. What? No, this is... When a 0 or 3 has at least 2 mines in it, it's definitely a 3. I wish I could say when it has at least 1 mine in it. I don't think I can write that yet. And I don't care if there's more space that the 0 or 3 has. We know it doesn't have 0, right? We know there can't be 3 here because I would put too many in this region, right? So actually, hang on. Let's go grab this 1 or fewer that's lying around there somehow. I'm not sure how we got a 1 or fewer here. Well, I mean, I guess I could ask, right? Because there was a 1 or fewer this. That shares at least 2 spaces with something else. Then also copy the 1 or fewer constraint in there. That's very clever. Thank you, past me. I like that. So what I was saying was this 1 or fewer and this 0 or 3. Anytime there's a 1 or fewer completely contained within a 0 or 3, then No. That's not sufficient, because there could be like space for 3 out here. If the overlap there, if the space here is 2 or less, then we can clear the whole thing, right? No. One or less. There we go. Okay, any hidden ones I should know about? Not yet. Okay, so we can say that a 5 or 6 is definitely at least 5, but we shouldn't erase the 5, 6 after doing that, as I've done in the past, unless we know that there's only room for one more outside. So this 5, 6, like, we can just write in, yeah, there's definitely 5 or more in that area. And that solves it. Any more under here that we've solved already? Not that many. Well, there certainly couldn't be 4 in this area. That would overfill the 2, right? You know, I don't want to dive super deep into, like, higher and higher complexity until I've made sure that it gives me credit for all the ones I've beaten using the rules I have. That may unlock some more tools that would let me do stuff like this more easily. So why don't we do that tomorrow? Tomorrow we'll start looking at just seeing how much of the stuff that's already out there we can clear, and then maybe look at triangles or something. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.